Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Sunday night. I just want to talk about some motorcycles. I've done biker news on this channel a couple times and it seems to be fairly popular. So let's do some biker news. I'm going to use the same format as the other videos where I will profile a couple bikes and then we'll talk about a news story. If you're wondering who I am, well, I might be wondering who the fuck you are too. But since you don't have your own YouTube channel, and I do, I'm Sky. I'm the owner of Sinister City Motorcycles. We've been here in Daytona Beach, Florida since 2004. We started off in Los Angeles, I guess in 2000. We've been building custom bikes. The main gig that we have for the last 7 years, our main hustle, is metal fabrication, and we make handlebars. We bend them by hand with a Bailey rotary draw bender. I use stainless steel and we polish it up. I make handlebars for Harley Davidson and other local shops here in Florida. So that's me, that's who I am. Let's just get into the first bike. These are bikes that I picked that I like. I've had some people kind of troll me on past biker news editions because they weren't really into the bike that I picked. Well, you know, leave a comment of what bike you want me to go over and I'll talk about it. Now, I'm a custom bike builder and I just talk about bikes from my perspective. The first one I want to talk about is the new 2023 Triumph Scrambler 900 cc's. Now, anybody who follows this channel knows I don't know how to do any kind of goddamn editing. I don't know how to do any of that shit. So what you're going to do is just look at pictures from my tablet. That's the best I can do. And this right here, ta-da, that's the 2023 Triumph Scrambler 900 cc's. The pipe is a high mount pipe. You can see it on the other side. Let me see if I can find a picture from the high side. And there's how the pipes run. Traditional looking. Triumph has been putting out bikes like this for quite a long time. And I dig it. 900 cc's, fuel injection. Comes in many different colors, has a 17 and 19 inch wheel package. I'm guessing that the front is 19, the rear is 17. It's 899 cc's, vertical twin with up pipes. It delivers a healthy 59 foot-pounds of torque at a modest 3,250 RPM. So, you know, whatever. If you really want speed, you go get yourself a Ducati or something like that. But this is just a fun bike to tool around on. It's just a fun around town bike. It's a vertical twin with 270 degrees of crank. The compression ratio is a 11:1. Maximum power 64 horsepower at 7,000 RPM. Single overhead cam. Liquid cooling, 5-speed transmission, wet clutch. Most of these do. The Ducatis have a dry clutch and it's a weird tick, 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 tick kind of sound. You pull up next to one of these Ducati motherfuckers, and I've done it before and been like, yo, bro, something doesn't sound right. They just look at you like you're an idiot. It's got pretty decent brakes. Wheelbase is 56.8 inches, the rake is 25.6 inches, the trail is 4.3 inches, the seat height is 31 inches, the tank capacity is 3.2 gallons. You can get 55 miles per gallon on this bike. The whole thing weighs about 492 pounds. That sounds a little heavy to me. Let's look at the black edition. Here goes a better picture. I dig this. I think that's a cool bike. Now, since I'm a custom guy, I might change the tires. I might do some performance work to the bike to make it so it's a little bit more dangerous. I don't really have a problem with those goofy looking mirrors, although I would take them off. Who the fuck needs them? I don't need to see who's behind me. The seat, I don't mind the seat. That's not a bad seat for a stock looking fucking bike. I don't mind the tail light. I like the spoked rims. So that's not a bad bike. Let's go to the next bike. It's an Indian. I don't mind Indian. This is the Indian, if you guys can see that. Can you see that? This is their bobber. Now, the first thing I would change on this, this is their old school bobber design. And the first thing I would change on this is those goddamn pipes. Those pipes are not bobber pipes, those are awful. You could chop those pipes right off at the headers and be fine. I'd get rid of them and just get some aftermarket pipes if they'd make them. More and more aftermarket companies are starting to get down with Indian. Indian has kind of weird specs. For example, I don't make handlebars for Indians because they start off at the base at, I believe they go onto a set of 1-inch risers, which is standard. Then they typically have 1 1/4 inch bar, so that means I got to slug them and weld them, and then if you got to drill the slugs out because you got to put wires, everybody wants internal wires. So you're going from 1-inch tube to 1 1/4 inch tube, fitting it together and welding it. And then where the grips go on the Indians, the grips, when we went down to the Indian dealership and had a meeting with their top brass, and they showed us the handlebars. The grips were 7/8 inch tubing, so that's 3 different types of tubing that are fitted together, slugged and drilled out and welded and all that, fabricated up to fit together. 3 different types of tubing to make 1 set of handlebars. It's ridiculous. Why the fuck they do that? Makes it incompatible with anything else, and it's a pain in the ass. And I told him, look, I make my handlebars by hand. We're a custom shop. We make the best handlebars there are. And it's going to take me all day to make 1 set of your bars. How much do you think? I mean, a wholesale price on these could be $1,000. It's going to take me forever to make this stupid shit. They were just like, oh, no way. Like as if I was going to give them some kind of JP Cycles deal. Well, that'll be $40. I'm not Chinese. Do I look Chinese? So here's a picture of the bike black. I dig it. I think the frame comes together. The gas tank is nice and fat and bubbly. The tires look good. The wheels look good. The front end is nice and beefy. I'd switch out the seat. I'd lower the rear end down, slam it down on that tire, take that fucking exhaust and throw it off a goddamn bridge. That exhaust probably weighs 100 pounds more. So let's see what some of the specs are on this bike real quick before we move on to our article. It's an air-cooled, which is good. Thunderstroke, that's just their name of their engine. 111 cubic inches. The peak torque is 108 foot-pounds. You sit with it comes with forward controls and mini ape hangers, little tiny little baby apes. There's probably 8-inch apes, little narrow, little tiny baby little apes. Look like they're for a child. You got analog gauges and a 4-gallon gas tank. That's a big fat gas tank. I dig the gas tank. Now I'll take another look at it before we move on. So all in all, good job by Indian. I would dig this bike. I'd buy it. I mean, I'd totally customize it, but I like it. Now let's go to our article, and then we'll be done with our episode here. This is about, let's see the headline. The Grim Reapers Motorcycle Club are in trouble. These guys are in big trouble. The Grim Reapers Motorcycle Club, former Evansville leader, sentenced to federal prison. So I'm assuming that's the guy. And these guys are out of Kentucky, I believe. Oh no, wait, Indiana. So Kentucky, Indiana, what's the difference? Evansville, A federal judge handed down a lengthy prison sentence this week to former leader of Evansville's notorious Grim Reapers Motorcycle Club, and they're a 1% club. On Wednesday, U.S. Southern District of Indiana Judge Richard Young sentenced Gary Fortson to serve 16 and a half years in feds for his role in an alleged drug trafficking scheme. So federal prison sucks, you know. Too bad for this guy. The former Evansville club leader pleaded guilty to 4 out of the 12 counts. I know he pled guilty to get lower time. But I always have problems with guys pleading guilty. It was a John Gotti said, I don't care if they catch you red-handed with the church steeple sticking out of the back of your fucking pants after you just got done robbing the fucking collection plate, you know? You never admit anything. You tell them I didn't do nothing. So some guys like to just get out early. Prison's great. I don't know why you want to get out early. Prison's awesome. I don't know why. I know guys that love prison. They hate being free. They hate it. They get paroled and they're just like, damn it. All they want to do is go back. So they got this guy on, what did they get him on? Okay, here they got him on. 10 pounds of meth, 23 guns, and $35,000 in cash. The drugs reportedly had an estimated street value of $250,000. Whatever. They always exaggerate that shit. I always wonder, well, which street is that on? Just give me the address. What fucking street are you guys talking about? You get busted with a nickel bag and a fucking .22 pistol, and they make you out to be like your Chapo Guzman. And they say, oh, the street value is $3 million. In February 2020, a federal grand jury indicted 17 people from Indiana and Kentucky. See, I knew there was some Kentucky shit involved in here. I'm not wrong. Including Fortson for allegedly operating the methamphetamine trafficking ring affiliated with the motorcycle club. So they're implying that it wasn't just him doing it alone, that this was an organized thing with this group, the Grim Reapers, which is a RICO act. I guess that's why they're all putting them in federal prison. They have a little bit of a history here on the Grim Reapers, which I don't know if you're interested in. It just says that they're no stranger to police. And in 2019, they had some beef, and they've had some trouble with some other clubs. They've been around since 1965. They're known as an outlaw group by the government. They're a Harley-Davidson club, as many of them are. And that's the news. That's what's going on in the biker world, October. Thanks for watching.